use Udemy. We make you use a lot of different resources, and everything is hands-on, and we make you work. And basically, the way I look at it is, you and me we're in Japan, and I got to get you into the office, because if you don't get into the office, you gotta lose your visa, like me. So you gotta know what you're doing, because it's a hard level. There's a certain level actually getting that job, and we're going for 6 figures because it's Tokyo and things ain't cheap here. We got to eat, and there's beautiful women around. If we want to date them, we got to be making some money. So it's very practical. And as you see in my class, I'm on you. I'm like, hey, are you doing your homework? Do you submit it? Are you doing group work? Are you getting things done? I'm watching, and I want to see some progress with this. And if you guys know how much I charge a pathetically low amount. So the class 5, I said you had to be a part of the conclave, and then you had to pay $60 for the Azure DevOps lab, which is pathetic. I mean, an amazingly low price that I charged, right? It's basically free. Classes 1 through 4 were entirely 100% free. And it's about your life being changed, and I'm helping you. That's it. I'm just helping you get to the next stage, the next point. That's it. So I'm guiding you. And I'm just like, if you put in the work, I'll help you get to where you need to be. You just got to trust yourself. You got to trust me. You got to trust your brothers. And if you do that, all of us will get there together. And I'm already there. So I'm kind of like putting the light. And I'm like, follow me. Come on. Don't worry. There's not the monsters aren't there. Chewbacca got them. It's fine. Most of the worst monsters are these uneducated detractors and Keishas. Those are the ones we have to worry about. Everyone else, no, man. They're rooting for you. They want you to be successful. So do I. And then lastly, before I end, you guys have to ping me again, because I got messages for you. I'm going to make sure you guys know what's going on. I'm starting a GCP class. So we're in class number 5, and we're going to GCP on the first week of March. So if you haven't been participating in the class, you can come back into it. This is the place to come in. And when I'm teaching the class now, instead of me just doing like the GUI operations, we're doing everything in Terraform. We're doing everything with GitOps. We're actually using Git. We're actually using ADO. We're actually using pipelines. So I'm teaching it in a very different manner. And that's because I'm teaching it much more real world and DevOps-y, and I'm getting you ready for that day one, that interview, that day one. You get your computer, you turn it on, so that you can be productive and you can actually lead a DevOps program, even if you don't have experience. I'm like, hey, look, I'll give you the experience. Just do the labs in the class, work with your brothers, and we'll get you there.
2, 1, 2. Yo, what up, Theo? We back at it.
How you doing?
How's it going, man? Oh, I got some quiet storm. He said Terraform init, Terraform validate, Terraform plan, Terraform apply. Yeah, we're back online, man. They took us out for a week, fresh out of YouTube jail. Let me get a sound check on you, Theo. What's up?
I'm good, man. I'm tired. I was up to about 5 or 6 a.m. this morning.
So was I. So was I.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's like I have no energy. I'm just like kind of gone today. I'm drinking some tea. No, I got some liquids. Um, I created like again. We've been talking about AI a lot with this. The way that I was doing AI was really limited, and like it just like over the last few days, the light just kind of came on in my head, and I was like, you can do this by far more. You can push it a lot more. And I was starting. Of course, I'm doing agentic AI, right? Um, so I was doing multi-agentic AI, but I was only using 2 or 3 agents at the most. And last night I went to 9 agents in one application. I had never done that before, and I figured it out. I was like, oh my god, like I can actually make what we call an AI DevSecOps pipeline, and I made one. So you know how we use Jenkins in class? I made a replacement for Jenkins. So I was pretty happy with that. I was actually stunned that I got it done. Um, and so I had the code review by ChatGPT, and we went through it. We went through whether or not like what my holes were, things like that, like what's going to work, what kind of buggy things I have. So we had a conversation about it, and then like how it would be used. Like it wouldn't be used on the outside; it would be company only internal, and how to be used in a compliance program. And if you go to Facebook real quick, you can see ChatGPT's analysis of what I did. It said like why did it be useful and like how what the salary range would be for people who actually do it. So
which you haven't posted in the group?
no, I put it into Messenger.
Okay, all right. Well, hold on. Let me pull it up. Let
Yeah,
me pull it up. That's awesome you said that because those have been, what is this? This is episode 14. So this has been part of an ongoing conversation with you and I behind the scenes and then
right.
partially on camera since about episode 2. Um, about the agentic AI, you incorporating it in the class, and you being able to see what you could do. So, okay, so you caught the bug last night, and you were like, I got it. Let's not wait. Let's build it. Let's build it now.
Yeah, because like in class, in AI class last night, I got we were using 2 agents in order to first generate something, and then have the generated text to be evaluated. So I taught them first how to do it by the same AI, by the same LLM, and then I said, okay, well, let's have another LLM do it, and then you can keep on doing this. You have more and more LLMs used in the environment, and I just kind of sat back and I was like, I've done this in the office. I mean, I understand this section. Let's just go further. So let's do unit testing. Let's do data validation. Let's do security checks. Let's do something that's on level of sneak. Let's do audit checking. Let's do like log sanitation. These kind of things, right? And so let's put them all together into a multi-agentic Python AI module. And then get this, you're gonna love this, man. Yeah, okay. So let's Dockerize it.
Okay.
So I Dockerized it, right? And I actually made an image. So all I had to do was deploy. And so then I made a pipeline um, in Terraform so that I could deploy it to both to either GCP or AWS,
All right, so it's a
from
multi-cloud solution as well.
it can be used anywhere, but I use it for those two clouds specifically. Or your desktop, you can use it on the desktop. And so basically, if you have the right resources, if like it can't just be like a normal EC2. It has to have some like you need to have like 36 gigs of memory to run this thing properly. But if you do, it can do all your security checks. It can act as your own sneak. It can do all of your internal scanning. It can do all your PII scanning, all that kind of stuff for everything that's going on in your pipeline. And it gives the checks and authorizations with somebody to make sure that a human being is actually involved in the pipeline, and it actually does the deployment for you.
All right, well,
So I thought that was amazing.
no, that is amazing. So, hold on, let me do the follow-up questions.
Sure.
So you have 9 agents. Give me the broad strokes, high-level overview of the agents you're using and the logic.
So you just use for Oyama,
Hmm.
you can use various agents from there. So I started with Yama 3.2, and then Mistral, and then I was doing Gwen, and then I was doing various versions of Gwen, and then you can go around in circles with this. You can have one do one thing and the other one do another thing, as long as they're unrelated. And like for like unit testing, right? Just make sure the unit testing is done by a different LLM, right? Some of your data sanitation, make sure it's done by another LLM. But you can do it like for 4 LLMs, you get it all done together. That's about the minimum. But you can do a different LLM for every single one of them if you want to. Right? It doesn't matter. So so far, the image that I made was about, I forgot how big it was. It was like 400 gigs. So
Wow,
a
really?
monster number. Yeah. But if you deploy it, it's your own application. It's an in-house application. It works really well, and you can use this to be the centerpiece of your entire compliance program. Uh, so I was stunned that I actually went that far that fast, and I had been failing over the last 4 years with so many AI projects, and now I got one that worked 100%. And I was just stunned. So, yeah, I woke up groggy this morning, but happy. And a lot of these books now, I have close to 100 Python and AI books on my shelf over here. If I am not showing too much over there. A lot of them started making sense to me. Finally.
He said finally. He really said finally.
Yeah.
No. Well, you get an A for honesty. He said finally. No, that's impressive.
Yeah, because I was doing it before. I was like, this works. This works. What about this? What if I really press it? So what if I really go hard? Let's go hard this way and fail here, fail. It fails in another area, and I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it this way. And like I get something to work, but it's more like a Frankenstein application.
Wait, and
So
are you running all of this locally?
yeah, you can do it all locally. Yeah.
You're running it all locally, or you're running it in a cloud environment?
No, you could do either one.
No, I mean for what you did last night when you stayed up to 5 and got all of this done.
Both. I did it in GCP and Docker on my computer and AWS.
Wow. Okay, no wonder you were up to 5. All right, so you pulled a quiet storm.
Uh,
You pulled a quiet storm, yeah, because uh, Quiet Storm sent me his GitHub the other day. It's legit. Quiet Storm is going to turn out to be one of your official builds.
yeah. Let's say this. What I built last night, this is just the first section.
Hmm.
I can do the next section is going to be Kubernetes, and the next one is going to be databases and analytics.
Shit.
and I'm pretty sure I can build out the next section and get these next two sections done by the end of the month, right? If I pull this off, like I could legit open a company just on this.
No, no,
Yeah,
bro, no
yeah,
doubt. I mean, that's so much why we're trying to highlight these streams with the class and everything. Because I was saying it before, like listen, at least for the brothers, this is the only show in town where you can get this type of training. The training aside, it's this. We were talking before we got on air, the support system. Um, um, Trials and tribulations where you head down this road. It's not. I mean, the barrier. It's easy to get in, but the barrier of entry with regard to the certs and stuff like that, you'll have to develop some level of proficiency. But the payoff is ridiculous. And I was saying to you before we got on, like, you could pay for training, you could pay for courses, you could pay for boot camps. What you can't pay for is the network and the support system and stuff like
no,
that. Um, uh,
no, we can't do
yeah,
that.
like I'm trying to retake my cert end of the month, 31st. Um, and like I make this joke like every show, and then I confirmed my joke with Dak, and I confirmed my joke with Joshua when we did the stream, and I was like, is it me, or like when you every time you go in a group where you get the notification, someone just passed or
No.
someone
Yeah,
got this job, does it like the inner like competitor in you, not like in a bad way, but like just strike you and like you all. It's almost always like an automatic reset. Like okay, I gotta double down. It it it, it's an ongoing thing, and I think I don't know if it's subliminal or not, but it does push you. Like all right,
yeah,
I need to go put in another hour study tonight. You know what I mean?
right.
Especially when it's like people that you know came in after you and are already. You're like, oh, what am I doing?
Yeah,
It's a healthy competition. It's not like a, you know what I mean? It's not. Yeah, it's
yeah,
not like a bad competition. But it's just like it's a daily like, oh, I gotta get my shit together. Marquee.
yeah. I agree with you. It's designed that way so that men will compete with each other, but in the way that we're supposed to be competing with each other, in the healthy discourse, and it's actually um, vibrant, and people are going to be talking about it and fighting with each other, and that's what I wanted it to happen. And as you see, it's on autopilot right now. That's what that's the admin say. I don't even really check it that much. Somebody's getting a job every week. Somebody's getting certified. I barely have time to even look at it. So I let other people do that because I'm involved. But I do look sometimes in the group and I see someone. I'm like, wow, I'm really proud of them. I should probably make that comment. I don't. It's not. I don't have time. I'm always doing something. So I should take the 5 minutes out to say congratulations, brother. So
Nah, they get flooded with congratulations and whatnot in the joint. It's become more of like a group thing. You'll even see it in the comments where guys will be like, "All right, back to the drawing board." Like, "Oh, I need to double up." It's all in the comments. Yo, shout out to
right.
Red Sigma with the $5. Thank you for supporting the stream. He said AI makes folks go sheed. I don't have my drops in this because I didn't pay my StreamYard bill until yesterday. So so they cleaned out my studio. I got to reload everything. But here's what a gong and a scream, man. Thank you. Thank you, Restaurant. I got to reload up all my cool shit in my studio. They closed my entire studio down for unpaid bills.
Uh,
Um,
yeah,
Red Sigma said it's the I don't want to be left behind feeling. 100%. 100%. Hold on, let me make this bigger. Can you see this on the screen,
yeah, yeah,
Theo?
yeah, yeah.
This is hold on, let's take us down because
Oh no, I
the
can see it. I'm reading it on Facebook. So yeah, sorry, I'm reading it on YouTube. So I'm definitely seeing.
no, I just want to make sure everyone can see on the screen. But I'll scroll through this and you tell me where to go.
Okay, so the first thing is that this shows what I designed, and those are the components. So AWS ECS, which is containerized service. I have an ALB application load balancer, IAM, STS, that's for authentication.
Well, hold on. You built all this in one sitting?
Yeah. Well, I had failed it a few times. I had some components on there, but when it went hardcore, like when I started figuring it out, like what was going on, and the magic came on, oh, I didn't stop. I just like binge coded. I just kept on going. I'm like, what about this? Let's try this. This is failure. Let's just keep on going. So I just kept on going.
Did you do an official with the headphones on and Red Bulls and coffees?
No,
With the lights down low and the RGB keyboard? Did you go full hacker?
I have a sound bar up there, so I was doing trance, like the Prodigy EDM, like that kind of stuff, Fuenka, and then I was listening to Japanese K-pop, like J-pop, K-pop, and then I was drinking like this kind of like water, no 0-calorie water.
Well, bro, you can't code and you can't hack without EDM, bro. So
yeah.
So you did one. Yeah, it's just like the movies. Let's lock in. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. I derailed you.
Yeah. So after that, we're talking about the automation. So those are some of the components. So I needed to have those components in order to do authentication to AWS and to GCP. That shows that this is a Terraform-based application. And the first one is to check Terraform deployments, make sure it's not a problem. The second one, DevSecOps automation, so like a security scanner, compliance scripts, security pipelines, approval gates, and audit trails. So what we're doing there is there were a number of repos where they have some really good scripts for your compliance to check things in your pipeline. And I was like, okay, so I'm getting tired of having to pull these or go check these repos to see if there's an update. I want the AI agent to go do that for me. Let's RAG. I want to go retrieve them real quick to see whether or not they're correct. And this is the list that I have of the sites that I want. And then I have these other compliance scripts that need to be run for the company internal compliance program, and they don't change. So this is going to be inside of a company internal repo. So I also need to go there and pick those up and go run it against the pipeline. And I put that architecture in there, and then I had ChatGPT check it, and I was like, well, am I doing something wrong here in the Python code? And ChatGPT was like, oh yeah, you're doing it right. Here's where you're screwing up. So it showed me where my problems were. And I was like, oh, okay. So I recoded it and put the Python in there, like redid the Python, and yeah, okay, it worked. And I was like, wow, I never thought about, like, this is so much better. It's so much faster, right? And the big one was the approval gates. Now, again, TIQS and other guys who've done Armageddon know that the approval gates are a new concept that I'm putting inside the class. And that's just a Python check on your code, on the results of your code to see whether or not you're going in the right direction. And if it says pass, then it can go to the next stage, right? So there's actual output that says you passed it. And so I developed the approval gates for the internal checker and for DevSecOps. So that worked. Like, yes. And then there has to be an output so that this is auditable by a third party, right? So I had all those parts in there, all of it in there. Yeah, there's no imposter syndrome. I think that's impossible with this. I had all these things in there, and then I kind of made this into a module inside of the appliance, and then I said, okay, let's go to the next part. So that was intense. I just want to say, like, that was about 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, this works. This is the way it's supposed to be. Like I've been trying to get it to work for years now, and now it works. Wow, great! So I was pretty happy.
Hold on, you want me to scroll down some more?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. You can go ahead and scroll down if you want to. Um,
Uh,
so
well,
how we have AI platform integration. So we have a local LLM, SLM, right? So
hmm
this is really okay. So if you're using Oyama, which is what I'm doing, it says it's an LLM, but most of the time people think about LLMs. These are like really massive large language models. So most of the time when we're using Oyama locally on our machines, it's an SLM. It's a small language model. It really is small and cute. So most of my models, I think they were all under 100 gigs. So it's not that big, to be honest. So basically, what I had then was model orchestration, in which I had one model, like one agent performing an action, and then the next one would follow, and then the next one would follow, and they would all the next agent's step or action depended on the previous, and so they had to work in concert together, which was really fun. So then you have an agent pipeline, and you have to know which agents are going to go in which succession and why, and actually decide that. That was a fun thing to do. I didn't really think about doing unit testing, but there's something called PyTest for that.
hmm
I had been thinking about how to really use PyTest, like in a real application for what I want to do. PyTest finally worked for this, and it's just unit testing to make sure that everything's good with my code. And I did PyTest last night with that, and I was like, wow, I finally have a reason to use it. Finally, okay, cool. So use that is great. And then next one is AI-assisted decision support. So basically, what that does is decision support is um, you have you have your code that you're submitting in, right, and it's evaluating the code and it's saying whether or not the code is good or not. But that's an assistance, not deciding. The human has to decide. So, for example, let's say that you have AWS code, right, and your security groups have all ports that are open, like it's open up to the world. Well, my system, my app will actually find that, and the AI will come up and say, "Hey, I don't think you should do this. Like this is pretty bad. Like I don't think you can do this." So on the gates, it'll give a fail on the gates, and then it'll say, "Hey, do you really want to deploy this? Because this is pretty bad. Like maybe you shouldn't deploy this."
Oh,
But
wait. So you've prompted the system. You've programmed the system to prompt the user or the implementer that way.
yeah, yeah,
As it goes through the security checks.
yes,
Wow,
it
that's pretty
does.
dope.
I've actually I put so the one that I had it. I said I want you to act as a certain person in your output to me. So I said, okay, like, I want you to talk to me like I'm a black male. Don't talk to me white.
Really?
Yeah. So one of the prompts came out and says, "Yo, human, you be wilding out. This
No
this
way.
code be whack." Oh, that
Yo.
was funny. I was laughing at this. I was like, I was testing it, right? And it was like, "Yo, human, this code be bad. This code does not be working." And I was like,
Oh,
"Yeah, like
wait. Did you have it on voice mode or text mode? So it was
text mode,
actually you had it in
just
text mode.
text."
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
that's still hilarious.
So I do that in the development stage.
Right.
I can't put that for prod, but for the development, that's what it's coming out. I need you to talk to me more quickly, so because it's really late at night. I need you to talk to me like a real human. It's like, okay, I'll do that. So
I
it's
like
just
that. I like that it tried to improvise some ebonics.
yeah,
AI will be the death of us. I'm trying to tell you at some point, because it's good with languages. If people keep feed, because regular black guys are talking to the AIs every day. And
right.
they save all that stuff. Soon that thing's going to be able to talk like 50 Cent or somebody, or be able to talk with like a new like the real sound like a, and you could tell it through like, talk to me like you're a guy from Brooklyn, Marcy Projects, and it's going to be able to. I'm trying to tell you, it's going to be able to do it.
It's so you can put another agent in there to
Mm-hmm.
modularize voice,
Mm-hmm.
and then it can do the output. Like I
Nice.
could actually do it. I don't do that because I'm a security guy, right? So that would be an unnecessary security surface into my application, right? But I should do it anyway, just for quality of service. There's for a human thing in there. I think it'd be easy to do.
That'd be a nice little Easter egg.
Yeah, if I could make it be Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Or like you could say like you could choose between these three guys, so it could either be Dre, Snoop Dogg, or 50 Cent. There you go.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, that'll cover the global audience. People, globally known.
Yeah, I think that'd be a fun thing to do. So anyway, everybody would know this is the Black AI SecOps,
Yeah,
DevSecOps
exactly.
So anyway, so next one I have secure deployment workflows. And in that case, what I'm doing is I'm talking about the STS credential delegation, and that's really getting a new key for AWS
Mm-hmm.
every time, and not depending on one, just having a new one rotating.
Oh wait,
And
so
then,
okay, so you have it doing key management as well.
yeah,
Okay, so manage keys on the client side.
right.
Okay.
And then human approval gates. Now, the human approval gates is basically after after AI does its work and it says what the issues are and everything like that, it comes out. And this is something I added in the Pacific line. It comes out and says, um, "This is the risk rating, and this is what I think the risk rating is. Do you want me to proceed? Yes or no?" And then somebody who is actually authorized with the IAM, it's Microsoft Entra. Somebody has got. You have to actually have to be authorized to give an author to say approval, and if you approve it, then AI will do the deployment for you. Nice, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I asked you. I was like, bro, you did all this. I mean, I did get you were up to 5, but you did all this in one setting.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's levels to this shit, right?
Yeah, there are definite levels. I fell asleep at my desk.
No, I'm talking about there's levels to this shit in terms of skill and ability to execute. Because you basically caught the bug, you figured something out, and you were like 0 to 60. All right, let's build it.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's build it.
Let's build it, because normally I get the idea of what it's supposed to be, what's it's supposed to do, and then um, I go through it. I do some coding and then fail, and then I code again and fail, and then I'm discouraged. I'm like, screw it, let's go play Battlefront or something like that. But last night I was like, I don't care how many times I fail, I can keep on running. And lo and behold, again, my problem was that I was using 3 agents max. I had to go to 9. I was like, no, you could actually cascade the agents.
Okay, hold on.
I thought that there's a limitation. Like, nope, you can keep on going.
Wait, so you were trying to get all of this done with 3 agents, and they couldn't handle the workload, so you had to scale to 9.
I needed more checks. That was it.
Gotcha.
And I just needed the agent to come back and work again, do another one, and again, I just had a limitation in my own thinking.
Gotcha.
So infrastructure validation. This is for AWS infrastructure. Making sure that's done correctly. This is exactly what we do in Jenkins ADO and GitHub Actions. Same kind of validation. It's like doing Terraform validate on Terraform plan. So what it does is it actually does those for you. It does that, and then but it also evaluates whether or not you should deploy. So it's not just does this work, but should you deploy it based upon what you want to do, what your goals are.
Okay.
It's great because most of the time Jenkins says, okay, yeah, so your security, your security group has everything open, but the code works. That will deploy, so it just deploys it. This one's like, no human, yo, you've been balling. No, it doesn't work.
Okay, and so it automatically gives you these prompts at the
Yeah.
deployment stage.
Yeah, it gives it to you. That's what the gates does. The gates comes, the Python gates come in and does a scan and says, "Nah, this doesn't work," or like
Damn.
you should not be doing this. This is a policy violation.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So
it's
you
like Armageddon, right? So if you're actually deploying during Armageddon, and then you can do a gates on there, it'll tell you whether or not you pass or fail based upon what the goals are, right?
mm-hmm.
This AI-based application does the same thing. It's just that it's an AI application. That's not just a Python script. So in this case, AI actually comes out and says, "Hey, look, I'm running the gates for you." Like, it's not just a Python script doing it. I'm doing it. So it runs it and says, "Okay, well, I see the script comes back in a certain way, but I'm looking at your code again, and I'm determining whether or not this is correct. I'm going to think this one through for you." That's what I like about it. It's like another quality of service. It's like next level. You know, it's like
So
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
It's like you write a script, and then like AI comes out and says, "Okay, I see what you're trying to do with the script. I get you. This is what your goal. It's obvious. This is what your goal is. I'm going to think about this script in context of your environment for you. Here you go. Now I'm thinking it through, and yeah, okay, so your script works, but this is still bunk. This shouldn't be. You shouldn't do this, right? This is
Right.
what this application does."
Well, all right. So this is fully operational, and you containerized it.
Yeah. So I could take. So I'm going to show it to the AI class next week because I got to put some. I might put a front end onto it. I
Yeah,
don't
but that's
want
what I'm.
to.
No,
I
no,
want
but
to do
that's
it
what I'm
ultimate.
saying. You've essentially built a product.
Right. I could actually give it to you. I could just send it
that's
over to you and TIQS and let you guys look at it for a while.
That's what I'm saying. You've built a product pretty much in one city, bro.
Yeah.
I heard you on Maker Monday talking about uh, a boutique consultancy. You were floating the
Yeah.
idea, et cetera, et cetera. And what especially with this, because I come from the private equity and housing market, but from the banking end. But ironically, at least with this part, all the classes you've been teaching with the Armageddons and everything, you've essentially like been doing your R&D because this.
Yeah.
No, you're talking me through this. I'm like, bro, this is a product.
Yeah. This is the product. So this is why I say, okay. So I'm
It's
going to
an
expand.
enterprise level product.
Oh yeah, you can see how it answers down there. This is definitely enterprise. So I'm going to expand this to 3 or 4 different areas. So this is just like module 1, and there's going to be 3 more modules. Then, okay, so now I understand how to train my own model because I'm using these models, right? And I use like so many in this. You can kind of change your models as you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And now I understand, this is how I want to train a model. So now I'm like, let's just make my own model. Now I understand how I'm supposed to do it. And then I don't have to use these models like from others I don't have to download like open source models.
Mm-hmm.
I can have my own, and then I own everything.
Exactly.
The entire pipeline is mine.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can sell that as boutique.
Right, because it's proprietary now.
Yeah, that is proprietary. And I was like, okay, all right, so let's get the NVIDIA cards.
Yeah. Oh, yo, I mean, shit. At the way it's going, you will be able to afford an NVIDIA card, but can't afford RAM because RAM is ridiculous now.
I don't. At this, I don't care. I'll just
No. I mean, it's the running joke because of with the AI race how expensive RAM has become.
Yeah, because those NVIDIA cards, I want 2 of them, and each one is a minimum of $8,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought, okay, I'll just work more. That's it. Because like I'm buying another $27,000 worth of gym equipment for the gym in Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought, I was like, okay, so that's just another $16,000. And then the RAM, I want 2 terabyte of RAM in my server as it's running this stuff. So I
Right.
was like, okay, so that's like quadruple the price for RAM. That's fine. Well,
When
honest,
you say your server, do you have a physical rack, or are you running your server all cloud based?
oh, I have a physical rack here, but I'm gonna buy I'm gonna buy another server. There's no other way. I have to buy a bigger one.
Okay.
I can't. I have to get something else. I have to do. I was kind of doing this like old school like eBay special before, and now
Mm-hmm.
I understand like nah, I got to get a proper Dell. I got to get a new machine.
Uh, yeah. Well, you're running those models. You need horsepower. You need horsepower. You need
Right?
horsepower. Yeah.
Yeah, you need a lot of power on that. But I just like yeah, just go ahead and just go all the way. Just like go real hard. But if you could make see the thing is that if I can make my own modules, then I can do like vulnerability scanning specialization,
Mm-hmm.
and I can take it from multiple sources and then do additional specialization on there, and then have see then I could have the scripts. So I can say it's like this is the flow for vulnerability scanning, right? I can make the signatures. Then I could have another agent scan the signatures, make sure it's done correctly. Then I could have another AI agent go through and make sure that the other agent did its job correctly. So I have a checker on a checker, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I have unit testing on that as well. And I was like, oh, why didn't I think about this? This makes total sense. I was thinking about human beings doing this the entire time. I don't have to do, I could actually have AI do it. Like all I have to do is just have another model. So unit testing, I could use LLMs for that open source. I don't have to have somebody do that. But like vulnerability scanning or specific scanning for Terraform or a specific one for databases, right? I can use open source and then train my own model from that, right? I can use two. I can use two of them. And then I could have like my model just be continuously scanning and learning while I'm sleeping, right? It just keeps on learning. It keeps on looking for more information. And I just thought, okay, let's do it. Like really, why am I waiting for that? Like why wouldn't I just go out and do it now? And I was like, all right, so that's gonna be my project over the summer. Um, I'm just gonna keep
Spot on. And I'm listening to your logic chain. Um, and just like that, that is how the human gets taken out of the equation. You know, because I'm listening. Because if you listen to your logic chain, you're like, yeah, because I was thinking of a human doing this, and then you're like, I don't need to do that. Why don't I just program it, and then it can do that while I'm asleep? And just like that, that's how the human gets taken out of the equation, and that
yeah,
and it's a I'm glad we saw that logic chain in real time because it helps people understand that these aren't personal decisions by enterprises and businesses, developers, or any type of technology person. Where it's this is a process of people are actually building things in the technology, and it's an efficiency thing, and et cetera, et cetera. And what happens is these are how human jobs, human positions, roles, et cetera, that humans were hired for to do certain things. That there's not a human sitting there being like, well, let's remove the human. They're inefficient. It's just as systems get built.
right.
Do you see what I'm saying to you? As
Yeah,
systems
that's
get built, it's the logical conclusion to something because you have to build something that's efficient. And then with everything, you want things to work while you're sleeping
yeah, that's entirely correct. And like I still need humans. I just need them in different
in
roles.
different roles.
Right.
And that's the
That's the big
nuance.
thing.
That's the nuance.
Right. So what you learned before is going to be so valuable. So, um, like we can you can go back to the text again
Okay.
because there's all kinds of good stuff. There's all kind of goodness on the bottom part of that. Um, so I got like internal developer platform engineering. I got
Okay.
containerization, service
Okay.
APIs, infrastructure automation, internal tuning. When it talks to containerization, I actually need somebody like I would actually we're going to talk about that, but understanding whether or not the containerization is working correctly in Docker, you have to know what's actually going on. You can't play around with that because it won't deploy without it. So the closest job titles in the U.S. market, let's go ahead and...
Okay, let's do that. Yeah, all right, that's a good one. Hold on. Bang.
So,
all right, yeah, let's go.
So DevSecOps engineer, platform engineer, cloud security engineer, AI platform engineer, infrastructure automation engineer. So in order to deploy, or in order to do what I just did, you have to do all 5 of those together in one.
All right, so the solution you just built is a 5-position solution that normally would be handled by these, hypothetically, these 5 positions.
Right. Yeah,
Wow.
it would take 5 people working together. I did it together. I just did it in one night by myself. My brain.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Well, that's what you get. Okay, so people watching, this is what you get. If Keisha were nice and loving, I'd be thinking about how being a good father. But no, Keisha had to be horrible, so I put my brain towards AI. So just the way it worked. So what do you think? So salary ranges.
Okay, hold on. Let's go through here. Bang.
Okay.
Hold on.
So if you're a senior engineer doing what I was just doing, the salary engineer will be the beginning 170 to 210. You can easily expect, however, 190 to 230,000. That would be for a senior engineer. If you were a principal level, however, the salary maybe goes up a little bit. I don't know. I can't remember. For principal, I don't know. Maybe it goes up. Oh, for a principal engineer, it's between $210,000 to $260,000. Or if you're big tech, if you're doing it with a big company like a bank or something like that, like for me last year in the summer, that'd be $240,000 to $300,000 a year. Oh, does that sound good? Would you like to do this kind of stuff for $300,000 a year?
Yeah, these are really good numbers, and a lot of the work seems fun.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely fun to do. And again, I was just sitting here at my desk doing this. like I know I got people sitting there. Oh, what are you doing at night? Are you being a pedo? Are you being like a bad boy? I'm like, no, I'm doing AI development.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure this out. So this included AI platform leadership. Someone also owned enterprise LLM usage, which is what I'm developing. Secure AI pipelines. This is what. So my product would secure all of your AI pipelines entirely. And then internal AI platform architecture, which is what my thing does. It moves you towards that direction. Then the titles become things like AI platform architect, AI security architect, which is probably what I'm moving towards. I'm moving towards an AI cloud security architect.
Okay.
Then the ranges can reach. Let's see how much.
Wow.
230 to 320,000, depending on the company. Would you look at?
Those are really good numbers.
Could you buy at least one empanada in Cali, Colombia for that?
I would be honest with you. If I was just making $70K, I'd be more than comfortable down here. Cross our fingers. Cost of living and exchange rate is magic, bro.
Yeah, right.
Exchange rate is magic.
Yeah, thank you. So we think. So contract, if you're consulting, so this is where I really want to go into consulting. So DevSecOps consultant would be $150 to $225 an hour. I like that. $225. I like that. That's AI platform cloud automation consultant, $175 to $275 an hour, which roughly equates to $300,000 to $450,000 annual billable value.
That's a hell of a number.
Wouldn't that be nice?
It's a hell of a number.
Yeah. This is why big consultancies charge the way they do. So So ChatGPT understands very well how I want to do the boutique. So I was
Okay.
talking a lot about how this. We have another chat for this. Like, it was like, if I have this product and then I have the boutique service, I have the engineer, how would this work out? Because ChatGPT is like, oh yeah, your company's gonna make a lot of money. Like,
Yeah.
you can have a lot of rich engineers.
Well, not only that, I mean, you've got like here's the thing. You you actually onboard and train your talent. All guys like Dak and Jay Fleming, they all were and Jay Remo, they're all working for enterprise and stuff, but like I mean, truth be told, you've got the first eyeball and look at like at talent, and truth be told, you could probably commandeer even the guys that are working to be like, I need you to help me with this project. You owe me, and everyone will do it.
Well,
And then that's the other thing too is I'm glad you said that, dude, because uh we review a lot of the Kelsey Hightower stuff. So that's the other thing that I've noticed with this industry that you could be gainfully employed, making a lot of money, stuff. But even with that, if someone is building something that's interesting or the next thing, that's why you have all these open source projects. But people who are gainfully employed, making very good money, leaders in the field, they'll do a side project with someone like, hey, what are you working on? No, I'll help you with that. And not, you know what I'm saying? And not even want to be paid for it because they just want to be a part of, I helped build that. That's the other thing. That's a part of the X factor.
yeah, yeah. I that's what I was thinking. Yeah, yeah. I can see how I can see the guys who are good and
Hmm.
who can really do it. And then again, ChatGPT is always like, you have you have these like super engineers. Don't lose them. Make sure you really put the
So
time
even the
into it.
AI is telling you that
Yeah,
you've
it's
got you've got an ongoing burgeoning talent pool.
right. So what I'm trying to do is, there's a certain kind of work that I want to be done, and then I'm trying to offer engineers. This is what my goal is in the next 18 months, to be
Hmm.
able to hire students at around $220,000 a year,
That's a very good number.
with full benefits and 401k and a bonus.
Jesus.
I know, right? Yeah, but
No, well,
if
that's that. I'm glad we like I said that we do these because I this is my flipping the bird to the black men don't build type thing, and that's
oh
what I said.
yeah, yeah,
This is
oh
some
yeah,
sleeping giant shit. Like even what you see on like this tech support podcast. This isn't even tip of the iceberg. These are just you know what I'm saying? It's to have the conversation. It's to show black men talking tech, and to highlight Theo University and everything. But like, you got no idea what's going on. Like these guys are these these guys are ninjas. They're assassins. They're all over the world, and
yeah.
the like I said, the talent and like I said, I keep bringing it up. Like the cert rate is ridiculous.
It is. It is very hard, and now I understand. Again, while doing this, like the machine learning cert, I understand why it's there in the way that it is. Because before I was looking at it, I thought this is cute and everything, but until I did this, and until I actually made this, I've been doing this in the office since 2024.
Right.
But now it makes sense. When I made my own requirement. I did it on my own. I was like, oh, this machine learning cert. Now I understand why it's there like this. Okay,
Uh,
I get it.
get it.
Yeah. So before I thought this is some bullshit. Now I'm like, nope, nope. Some of this is useful. There's some BS in here, but
No,
there's some good points.
that's why I'm laughing too because one we've had this conversation and you're like, the machine it's basically part of a a data science search. I was like, well, I don't know. Like I've been playing with some of these free models, OpenClaw. It can do a lot of. Have you checked the MCP server stuff? Because I do a lot of this stuff. Like I said. it's the prompt engineering. You don't have to do a lot of the coding and stuff. You just need to really understand what you're doing. And I was like, I don't know, Theo. Some of the stuff's pretty awesome. Like I'm building stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm building stuff,
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah,
it's for the purpose. You have to define the purpose, and
purpose,
then
right?
there's too many like language models that are just too wild, too general. It just doesn't make sense. And like, what are you really trying to solve, right? And really, if you can make, like I call it the S2LM, so small specialized language model. So if you
Hmm.
can make an S2LM very well specialized for solving specific purposes, and it doesn't have crap in it, good. And I was just like, right before I finally, this is why I was going to sleep last night. This is AI and ML for coders in PyTorch.
Nice,
PyTorch and how it's used for neural networks.
right?
Now this makes sense.
Yeah,
Now I get it. I'm like, yeah, okay, I have a purpose for this now. Okay, thank you. Now I get it. Okay, thank you. It's like I didn't really get it before. I kind of got parts of it. I mean, I was like, but I was like, why am I doing it this way? Um, my whole problem was that I limited the amount of agents that I was using. I, I was still thinking in a human term. That was the problem. I needed to
right,
go, and like like data center, we have to go to cloud native, right? You have to
right.
change your thinking. So instead of thinking about humans, I had to think about just pure processes, and there are no humans. So you're having AI do everything, and then you have to check and say, okay, stop. Where does, in this process, in this output, where does responsibility need to be designated or assigned? Wherever there's responsibility, a human has to be there. So there's certain parts in the model, like while it's doing its work, where a human has to say yes or no. There has to be interaction because AI cannot, or well, the application, it cannot assume responsibility. In fact, it'll come out and say, "This is not my job. Like I don't do this."
Okay.
Yeah, and like for risk rating, it can only give some degree. It can't do full. So it says what it'll ask you, like, what do you want to do given this? Or it can say it's like, for example, like your code has failed a security check, which is that's successful. But if it passes security check, it says, okay, now do you want to deploy? But you have to decide yes. It can't deploy without authorization, right? So those are the kind of things where humans need to be involved, and that's actually really good. And there are jobs with this, just that it's different jobs. You have to be um, trained in a different manner.
Oh, I see. You had Chat GPT audit you. This is
Yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah.
All right, bro. I'm kind of telling you, man. Like that's nothing to sneeze at. That you built that in one setting.
Yeah. Yeah. I started. What is it? So I started part of it, the design for it in January,
Hmm.
and thinking about what I was going to do, and then I was setting for Oyama. I was setting different things up, and then yesterday morning, the real breakthrough was when I got to do two agents and then three, and then I was like, why not four? And when I got to four, and I was like, well, wait a minute, why don't I do more? Like, why am I limiting myself? And that's it, because that's what I'm thinking about as humans. And it's like, no, man, let's just do more. Let's just do this, boom, 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 and that's what I started doing. It's like, okay, now I'm unleashed. Okay, I can really do it. So
Wait,
this is what I
wait.
say.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. You said go back to the page below this one. I want to read it slow.
Okay.
Hold on for a second. The page below this one. I mean their storm right here, or why is this stack valuable?
So
I don't know if that's the one he's talking about.
very few people can integrate them into one. Says, why is the stack valuable? Because most engineers only know one layer, whereas few engineers can integrate them into one operational
No
system.
system.
So what I'm doing is like full stack AI platform engineering. So you can actually call it that.
Okay, he said page 4.
Okay.
Uh,
So
okay, there we go.
yeah. So what students can say in interviews. That's what you want to say that.
Oh,
Um,
okay, I got you. All right, what students to
so
say in
if a
interviews?
student deployed the system in what demoed it,
Demoed it?
uh, demoed it, they could say, I built an AI-assisted DevSecOps deployment gate, which evaluates infrastructure readiness, integrates security scanning, and assurance checks, requires human approval before deployment, and then uses STS-based credential delegation to perform cloud deployment safely. Also, or JSON-based for GCP is JSON based
Okay.
credential delegation. And that's a very strong interview story. That isn't just a strong interview story. That is, yo, get this. You hire me because someone else is going to do it right now. So it's either you or the other people. You have 10 minutes. Right? That's what that
Basically.
is. That's it. I mean, that's just the way it is. The real value for your students, AI knows that I'm developing this for the class. So the system you built teaches them cloud infrastructure, IOC, DevSecOps. Go ahead and scroll down a little bit.
Scroll down.
Okay. API design. Yep. AI integration. Actually, multi-agentic integration and security architecture. It's also going to do Python coding because this is full of Python. It's all it does. But that's part of API design. So most boot camps teach one of those. This teaches all of them together. That's why it's valuable. And then what is it? My honest opinion, if someone deployed this internally and owned it as a platform, they are really worth 170K to 220 in the US market. That's not hype. That's the market of senior DevSecOps platform engineers. So that is basically, again, I'm training you to be a senior engineer. If you can understand how to become a principal engineer or a trusted advisor, which is like pretty much the highest level, that's where you're going to start getting $300,000 a year to do this kind of work.
Oh, hold on. Storm just said, oh, okay. See, everybody's using AI as a tool and an assistant now.
Yeah.
We're right in it. He said, ChatGPT taught me to add interview talks to my repos from both the business point of view and the cloud DevOps point of view, so recruiters and hiring managers can understand the impact. I saw. Storm sent me his GitHub
Yeah.
like last week. It's legit, bro.
Oh yeah. I showed TIQS's repo to a recruiter on Friday. He said
Oh,
he'd never seen anybody like that before. Just it was uncanny, and I was trying to get him a DevSecOps engineering position. So let's see how that goes. See if they actually reaches out. But yeah, they're definitely looking for people who have that kind of skill set. The documentation, writing this stuff out is going to be important. What I think is that you should write out enough on there. But if you got like the kind of stuff I'm developing, this should be your private repo. Don't put that in public.
he
You
said,
don't want
don't put
people.
that in public. Oh yeah, like yeah, Sad man, bro. You built. That's why I keep asking you. You built a proprietary solution in one sitting. Yeah, you were up to 5. You drink some flavored water. You listen to some EDM, bro. That's what I said. There's levels to this shit. Like I understand what you built.
Yeah, it's.
I understand what you built. I understand that of my parent. Well, ChatGPT already did the audit. You put 5 people in 5 positions out of work in one city. It's scalable. You've already containerized it. It's an enterprise level solution, bro. There's nothing to fucking sneeze at.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, like I understand what you built.
Yeah, so you're working with application teams, and they're pulling the application out, right? You're like, okay, so I can check it, do all the compliance. I can do the audit work with it. I can set these things out. So I'm going to be adding modules on here, for example, like a SOC 2 module or a HIPAA module, NIST module.
Okay, so you're gonna do the HIPAA compliance and everything as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. All right.
So
So
you can just
the full stop. Yeah. That's the full stop. Compliance and GRC requirements.
yeah,
So it'll easily roll over to medical. Uh, yeah, the medical field use and what have you.
yeah. So again, before we go on here, we got some people in the chat. So for people in the chat, if you were doing this kind of work and helping companies implement that, if you're working for me, if I were paying you $220 a year with full benefits, and then you got a 10% bonus twice a year, so you got a 10% bonus in June and a 10% bonus in December, would you be a happy camper, or do I have to worry about you? Are you going to go off to Keisha, or do you want CompTIA and Keisha? Which do you want? Put a 1 in the chat if you want Theo's solution. Put a 2 in the chat. You're like, no, man, CompTIA is my method. That's what I'm doing. Let's see what people say.
Yeah, CompTIA ain't getting you this. I'm glad we destroyed that entire CompTIA debate. It was I'm starting to feel like it was purposely there to derail brothers from, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think
from upward mobility.
It was straight out designed to keep brothers in their place, and it's you see those groups on Facebook, they are doubling down on it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what the heck? I don't get it.
And the thing is, because I'm in the groups, like we see how like your initial assumption was correct, because one, we see the cert rate, and we see like guys like Storm, like these guys can build, bro.
Yeah.
Like these guys can build.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I'm saying? Like guys are going 0 to 60. There's learning curves for people and what have you. But like once you get over the, you know, this work's addictive actually.
It's fun.
It's once you get like a certain level of proficiency, even if it's understanding, even if you're not building, like I said, you know, sometimes you gotta choose one. But like even with the certain type thing, like you do get a rush when you start going through stuff. You're like, yo, I really understand what the hell they're talking about. Like you know what I'm saying? It sneaks up when you're like, oh, or you know, like when it's like you're going through the exam questions and stuff. You're like, oh, okay, I get this now. Like, and then like it's the off-brand conversation. You know, over here, you're like, oh, I know. It occurs when it finally dawns on you, like, yo, I've been putting in all this work. I've been banging my head, but like, oh, I really do understand some of this stuff. Like, this makes sense to me. Or like when you see someone like open an app on their phone or something like that, and your brain automatically starts going, oh, there's an application load balancer in front of that. This is this. Oh, the stuff that's loading in the app, that's in the S3 bucket. And your brain, you're not consciously doing it. Your brain's doing it. And that's when you start like, oh, I really am learning this shit.
Yeah, or you start guessing, but you're guessing in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Your hunch is going in the right direction. That's when you're like, yeah, this is working. And it takes a while, and you have to train your brain. You have to train yourself to really think and learn. This isn't easy.
No, it isn't.
But it takes time, and it's the difference between people. Again, you got people in groups who are like help me do this or help me learn something. Like this is not my group, but they're like, I don't understand AI at all. Teach me how to do it. And I'm like, well, you have to go through the struggle. Like this is something you have to think about how to do it and work with it and try it and fail, and then you have to try it again. And I think about how many times I've gone through courses and different architectures, and sometimes it worked, most of the time it failed. That's the way it was. I didn't give up, but I just kept on going. And now I have something, and now I understand how to do the deployment. So I don't know. This is what I said in this class, again, this AI class when I started it. I said, you won't lose your job to AI, but you will lose your job to an AI enabled human.
Facts. Facts.
And the more I do this, I'm like, oh yeah, because in use like what I just showed there with my platform, I would still need human beings to be involved. So there would be at least two jobs that would be in that pipeline in relation to it in order to make it work correctly. Um, so if you have like, let's say you have like 60 or 70, like, tests going there through every day, you'd have to have somebody watching it,
Right.
right?
Your checks
Well,
and balances.
those guys would be AI enabled engineers. They'd have to be AI enabled platform security engineers in order to do the work because they have to know where AI is failing. They'd have to know where security is failing, right?
Exactly.
So those are the senior level guys. That's like I would say I would pay them between 190 to $210,000 a year each, just to administer the application that I created,
Right.
right? Um, and then you have somebody like me
And
who's actually
and to
put on
put out fires. They're
right
monitoring and putting out fires.
and put on fires. Yeah, so you'd actually have to have somebody there. So my product does create jobs, just that it's a different kind of job.
Different
It's
kind
a
of job.
it's an AI enabled engineer job. You still have to know AI. So I think that there are guys in the class who would definitely be interested in that. Oh yeah, I'll do that for you. I'll support your product.
Yeah.
Right. You give 2 bonuses a year? No problem. I'll do it. I'll take $19,000 bonus in June. Thank you. I'm gonna get some Air Jordans.
No, but no, 100%, bro. Like, dude, like I keep saying, like there's levels. That's nothing to sneeze at. You've built an enterprise level AI product in one sitting. So you were up to five. So let's just say in 8 hours nonstop, just coding and building, bruh.
Yeah.
That's nothing to sneeze at.
I was trying to keep on going. I was thinking about going to Denny's at like 5 o'clock in the morning and keep on.
Denny's, see, that's university shit.
Yeah.
Denny's, Perkins, and Applebee's.
Yeah, that's right.
After
Perkins.
after 8 hours of coding
Yeah.
and go through dot matrix printouts, the green and white, we gotta
Yeah.
take a break. Perkins is still over.
Okay,
You can
that's,
always get a slice of pie and chicken fingers, bro.
I was I was really wanting something like that. I was like, let's just do it. Let's just do that, right? And then I told myself, I said, no, Theo, you're on a diet. You can't do the insulin. You're sleep depraved. Go to sleep. Like, let's just go to sleep. Don't have the extra calories. Wake up tomorrow morning, have breakfast properly, have your protein, and just keep on going. Don't act like a 24-year-old. But I was like,
You
my
gotta
24-year-old wants to do that. My inner early 20s wants to go to Applebee's.
That's because that's the program, their reward system. Because we spent so many years doing it.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah,
everybody taking a break. You already had your eighth cup of coffee from Wawa, and
right.
everybody's eyes are halfway shut, and it's like, man, we got to get out of the lab because that's been when you actually had to book your computer time at the computer lab to get the work done and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you'd be there in groups and shit.
Yeah, I was almost like, again, those are nostalgia. Um, those are good days. I just have to tell myself now, like, okay, Theo, you have those memories. Just if you do anything, don't do the calories.
Yeah, don't do the
Um,
calories.
right. So go downstairs and exercise, or go outside and walk, or the best thing for you to do in your 50s is just to go to sleep. So I went to sleep, and I just remember last night I was just hugging my dog. So I was like, okay, I think I made it. I think I did it. I think I got it. I think I made it through. I made it through the worst part of AI. This is it. I think I'm on the other side.
No, I think that 2026 is going to be a phenomenal year. I think
Mm,
escape velocity isn't the word, but I think with the classes that we've definitely reached an inflection point.
yeah,
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 I mean, it's noticeable with the enthusiasm, the amount of accomplishments, the job offers. and then there's all the spin-off classes. There's like the Python class, this
Yeah,
class, building. So it's like it's building it.
Cisco.
Yeah, Cisco. Yeah, there's an entire ecosystem being spawned spontaneously within that group. And like I said, it's all like you're gonna you're turning out some top tier engineers and architects, bro.
Yeah, I'm looking to get 10 specialized guys. That's the goal. So I'd hire them between 220 to $250,000 a year. And if I can get 10 guys, just 10, then we can start the boutique company.
Okay.
And it'd be the same system. So I had the SEIR 1 right in the class.
Mm-hmm.
So there's also SEIR 2, and
Mm-hmm.
that's with kind of unified. I'm now developing SEIR 3 and SEIR 4 in order for them to be for students to be top tier AI consultants and AI solutions architects. And that's going to take some work. I'm not going to release SEIR 3 and 4 until the Vegas conclave. Yeah, but that's going to be like unbelievable. And the goal is so that these guys can go toe to toe against KPMG, Accenture, EY consultants.
Wow. Nothing to sneeze at. Oh, I got to get you out of here at the 1 hour 30 minute mark.
We
We are
got
at we
we
are at
got
the
15 minutes. We can do 15 minutes. Yeah.
all right. So
We
all right.
got
Well then,
you
all
got
right.
you got
All right.
architecture. Got an
Yeah. Let's
architecture review
let's
for us.
let's jump into architecture. I'll skip the. We'll talk about Anthropic and the Pentagon next week.
Yeah.
So let's jump to our architecture. Do I have old boy pulled up? Of course I don't. Of course I don't. Um, Hold on for a second. Is it in my notes? Yes, it is because I'm smart. Open that up. Copy that. Meantime,
Groggy. I don't mind. I'm groggy. I'm so groggy today.
oh yeah. That's for sure. We got to get you out of here, and
Yeah.
I got to do the Sunday show tonight too. Cause everybody missed me last week. Hold this, guys. All right, bet. Here we go. Let's do. This is my architecture. Um, More work for you, Quiet Storm. um, so this one is Experian. It's self-service ML ops platform for financial services customers. I got them turned up. Let's blow this up and let's go. Hold on.
Stop. There. I can't hear you. There's supposed to be sound, but that's okay. Just show me that diagram.
Hold on, guys. Is there no volume on you guys then?
No, I'm not hearing anything.
That's what I thought. I think it disconnected the audio. Hold on for a second.
That's
Stop.
okay. I just show me the diagram. That I saw that diagram. I was like, oh, I think I know what you're doing.
Okay, hold on. Let me reshare the screen. Because I can hear it through my headphones, but I have a monitor over here and I couldn't hear it.
It's all right.
All right, let's retry this again.
Not a few clicks to take them to production.
Fantastic. Let's dive into the architecture.
Sure.
Okay.
Hey guys,
So in
put
this
a one
case,
in
who
the
do you
chat
define
if
as
you
your
hear it.
user?
Our users are data scientists who are building the models using our model development toolkit. What they do then is we actually provided them a UI portal, which gives them a seamless experience to follow a sequence of steps to upload the model artifacts, which is usually a Python serialized file, a pickle file that they're uploading, and an attributes.py file that defines what the model is about, and some kind library dependencies that they basically define as part of the upload process.
I see. So they upload all those files, and how do you initiate this request now? Like now that they've kind of initiated a request, what's the next in the flow?
So once the artifacts are uploaded through the UI, you have a platform API that gets kicked in the backend. These APIs are running in Parquet. What we do then is basically create an entry in our model registry.
Okay.
So we call our open search service that allows you to create an entry in our data store. At the same time, we write the artifacts to the S3 bucket, and then we write an event to the Kafka topic,
I see.
MSK, to initiate the build process.
Okay, so now it's ready for build process. And then take us through the kind of series of stuff involved in the actual build process.
Sure. So once the event is written to the Kafka queue, because this is an event-driven architecture, you have a consumer app which is running. In this case, the build machine happens to be running on EC2 instances.
I see.
What it does is the event, once it is written, it triggers the build process. The build process essentially in the machine basically copies artifacts from S3 to its local drive.
Yep.
And then it also pulls other libraries from Artifactory. And they are base files that are required for containerizing this and building a SageMaker compatible image. So there's Docker installed on EC2, and we build a Docker image. And that image then, once it is built, gets pushed into ECR repo.
Okay, so the build process essentially means that you containerize it, you put it in a registry, and is ready now, right?
Yes.
For deployment. Tell us a little bit more about, I see SageMaker.
Yes.
And I'm just curious, like, why did you choose SageMaker for this specific use case?
Because SageMaker is a managed service that AWS offers. It allows you to build, deploy, test, and train your models at scale. And you have the luxury of focusing on your core business capabilities rather than trying to worry about the infrastructure in order to provision the services.
I see. And how do you call the SageMaker?
Yeah. So once the image is pushed to ECR repo, the next step is basically creating the endpoint configuration. And once the endpoint configuration is created, the endpoint configuration deals with, trying to pick the right instance type, right? Trying to figure out what the scaling policy is going to be attached to this particular model. And once the endpoint configuration is created, then you create the endpoint. That's essentially the start of model inferencing.
I see. And tell me a little bit more about those endpoints. Like, what were some decision criteria that went into creating them?
So as part of the endpoint creation, the endpoint configuration, we have the intelligence baked in, where depending on the ML framework that you have chosen, depending on the number of features that this model is actually going to consume, and depending upon the kind of workloads that you're expecting in production, we are able to then basically pick the right instance type and attach the scaling policies.
Oh, wonderful. All right, so now you're using SageMaker endpoints. At any given point in time in this process, as a consumer, I want to know the status of my work.
Yes.
How do you initiate, how do you get that information back to the user?
Yeah, because it's an asynchronous process, things are happening in the background, right? And they can take anywhere from a few minutes to, depending upon the model complexity, it might take some time. So we actually have a process built in here where SageMaker is emitting those events to Event Bridge, right? And there is a Lambda function that is written that's actually watching for these events and gets triggered when there's an endpoint change, right? When the endpoint is built. And this Lambda actually essentially then does the same thing. It writes an event to the Kafka topic, because then you can build a consumer app which is essentially sitting here, what that gets triggered, and this consumer app, which is sitting on Fargate, writes the message back to the portal so that the status can be viewed
I see.
by the end user, whether it's the model deployment succeeded or not. And also, if it succeeded, then we actually update the endpoint information back to the model registry, so that the end users doesn't have to worry about the internal mechanisms or the URI is. They just can't refer to the model indicator and able to invoke the model for inferencing.
I love this architecture. And so what benefits does your consumers get from using this architecture?
Definitely, I think, as I said, the time to market is one of the big factors. The second thing is the scale at which this can be deployed. So today, consumers don't have to worry about whether they should really need to work with us. They can have a peace of mind that if they deploy this model in our environment, that's going to scale, regardless of the cycle. So you can have a Thanksgiving event, a major event, so you have TPS.
Okay, there you go.
Let me go ahead and put some comments on this. This is actually very good. This is a very good architecture. The woman was obviously scripted. I'm just saying, she was too smooth, too professional on this. It just doesn't. Journalists do not know how to speak like that. Regardless, if she really knew her stuff, she should be on the other side of the conversation. She should be the engineer.
Right.
So I was like, I'm not buying this. Okay, so the way they use SageMaker with EventBridge is witty. I like that. That was actually a very witty design.
What do you mean witty?
It's actually having this AI in SageMaker is sending log data to EventBridge, and then it's actually having another action happening afterwards. Well, the decisions that you're making inside of SageMaker right there is on the fly, and it's actually doing some intelligent monitoring of that EC2.
And it's purposely triggering EventBridge. Is
that purposely triggering, right? Yeah. So I would have it go from the ECR. So so the ECR is their registry. That's where I put my application in anyway, right? I would have an ECS running, not EC2. I understand why they're doing EC2, but I don't like it. I would put ECS there instead and have it be a container. But let's just say this for the class. I definitely have design ideas. I wouldn't use Fargate because Fargate sucks. I don't like Fargate at all.
Don't like Fargate at all?
No. I'd use ECS, but not Fargate. So the two Fargate there I would do.
You replace the two Fargate clusters with ECS or EKS?
Yeah, I know, just ECS.
ECS.
That's all they need. This is really a lightweight architecture. You don't need to go to full-blown Kubernetes. This is Docker. This is a lot of Docker. So just use ECS for the love of God. But I like how they're doing SageMaker, EventBridge, Lambda. I saw that. I was like, I have some lab ideas. I have some things that the class could do. I never thought about doing it this way. I could do that. So now I have some ideas for the class. We're definitely going to be doing some of this stuff. I'm just saying there's definitely going to be a lab based upon this. Yeah.
Okay. Storm hates Fargate too.
Yeah, I don't know why they did Fargate.
You said it never works the way you want it. I use ECS and EC2s.
Yeah, just use ECS. It just makes life a lot better. So, yeah, again, SageMaker to EventBridge makes sense because you can store everything in EventBridge. And then you can do a lot of other triggers in EventBridge, but then also you can do scanning on EventBridge also on there. So you can send, like Amazon EventBridge goes to Bedrock, and then Bedrock does a custom scan, or it triggers a custom scan. So it does. Let's say they have like Investigator on there. You don't have to use Investigator. You can use OpenVAS. You can use Nessus. You can use something else. It just makes your life a lot easier.
Okay.
So again, I like this. There's some different ideas I have with that. definitely have some good ideas. So I'm just anybody in class 7, just so you know, this is going to come up. So when we're doing ECS, this architecture, parts of it will be a part of that class.
And there you go, gentlemen. I believe. Hold on. I believe. We at the one. Right on the money. 132. As promised. Well, like I said, once again, nonetheless, extremely impressive that was built in one setting. I'm sure we'll touch base about it offline. Any closing statement you want to make for everyone? I know you got to get up out of here.
Yeah, I had a good time. Again, thanks for having some time. Glad your channel's back. Look forward to seeing your materials. I want to see some of your snarky. Guys who are especially in the class, I just want to say, this is just the dawn. And it's not like late dawn. This is like summer dawn, like 5:20 in the morning, when you're just starting to see the light come out and nobody's out. But you're there. You're the one who's walking. You're awake. You're doing something. And you waking in the morning was really hard to do, but at least now you're on the street. Think of it like that. That's where you're at in the class. And you get opportunities. You can seize opportunities. You can carry opportunities while other people are asleep. I'd say to you guys, do as much as you possibly can. Study, believe, and this will happen for you. Don't sleep on this. Don't be like other people. I've been working through night, trying to get this thing to work, trying to get a lot of ideas to work. And yeah, it's taken some time, but it does happen. So again, thank you very much for having me on there. For you guys who are there, again, please do support the stream. Machismo, he's working really hard. He does the work, and it's YouTubers. They ain't buying Cadillacs and BMWs, okay? So I mean, you get a some of them, but Machismo is not doing that. So $5 here and there is definitely going to help him out a lot. So again, do consider helping the stream out a bit. Okay, guys. That's it for me. I got to go vet a bunch of people who want to be in the new class. So let's see how it goes with them. I'll probably torture them.
All right, man. That's a wrap. We're on tonight, Sunday. I'm fresh out of YouTube jail. If you've been monitoring the community posts, we'll be back at. We're back at it again. See you guys. Actually, I should be, if all goes well, back here on Thursday with Dak for tech support. In the meantime, like I said, hope to see you guys tonight, man. We're out of here.
Use Udemy. We make you use a lot of different resources, and everything is hands-on, and we make you work. Before I end, you turn it on so that you could be productive and you could actually lead a DevOps program, even if you don't have experience. Some like